everyone, welcome to another episode of the Unicorn Trajectory podcast. In this episode, we will discuss the danger of stress and burnout for high-growth startup founders. Our guest today is Walid Aboulnaga, founders and CEO of NAFAS Journey, a transformational wellness and adventure experience company. Hello Walid, welcome to the show and thank you for hosting me for a wonderful week in Bali and for a very busy person like me. It was such a magical place.
Thank you, Skye, for having me, and it's a pleasure to meet everyone.
Let's start by sharing a bit about your journey from being a CEO of a fast-growing company of 1,400 employees to becoming a shaman hosting breathwork ceremonies around the world.
First of all, I'm really honored to be here, and we took a breath together, so I feel aligned, always starting with the breath. It's been a wonderful journey. The journey started off in Dubai, growing my field marketing operation agency, doing market research, training, promotions, merchandising, and growing it to a couple of 100,000 plus people. And operating in 14 different countries, I was on a spaceship, growing, expanding, constantly adding. And there's nothing wrong with that. But along the way, so many speed bumps came, and I thought I dealt with them in a proper manner, but I didn't realize the stress was slowly accumulating. I thought I'm literally Superman, and then slowly as there's a rise, there's always a little dip, or sometimes a dip. And the dip hit me hard, but it didn't hit me necessarily in financial books, partnerships, it hit me physically. And when I started to have the physical pain, you have to open that door when it knocks. And it came in my head, it started here, it went down to my teeth, and I couldn't sleep. So I was constantly taking painkillers to sleep. I was confused. I had a vein that was popping. I couldn't put my head down, especially at night when everything calms down and it's quiet. That's when the thoughts come, and that's when I was losing sleep and taking too many painkillers until I went and did a lot of tests. I went to the American hospital in Dubai. After an MRI scan, the doctor told me I had something called trigeminal neuralgia. It's a chronic pain that affects the trigeminal nerve. I woke up my dentist to pull my teeth out at 3 a.m, and he said, "Your teeth are fine." So the doctor said, "It's not as bad of an operation as you think. We're going to open your brain up and remove a small piece of your skull and freeze some nerves."
No way.
I heard that and I couldn't believe this is happening to me. And I didn't even turn 40 yet. At 39, I thought this should happen when I'm older. But I realized this should never happen. But growing and expanding and being on that journey led me to say, "Oh, I need to slow down." I refused to operate. I went, seeked all the healers in Dubai, crystal healers, pranic healers, biomagnetic healers. I went to all of them. And nothing worked. So I went into the physical, which is the juice fast, the coconut fast, the water fast, coffee enemas, oils, clay. I worked on physical until I realized it's beyond that, and it was spirit and it was the mind. And that's what led me to the journey all around the world, from Peru to Bali, Mexico to India, Jamaica, and all over, to study, to heal, to attend ceremonies after ceremonies, shamanic work. And one key thing that helped transform, in addition to the many, many things I did, was the breathwork. In the breathwork, not only did I find clarity in what I didn't want in life, but I found exactly what I wanted in life. I found out the reason for the issues in my head, and I found out how to resolve it. I didn't operate. I came back. I resolved the company, slowly dissolving and closing it. I changed the course of my life, reinvented myself. And I knew I could do it. Just like I did the first venture, I could do it with another venture. And this is the NAFAS journey. It's been a 6-year journey. I moved from Dubai after 15 years to Bali for the last 5 years, hosting amazing souls, from entrepreneurs to yogis to mothers to healers. And that's where I am today. My mission is to help share all these alternative modalities that can help heal, in addition to medicine, doctors, and the pharmaceutical. So that's kind of the bridge I have in what I'm doing today.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. I didn't know that stress has such a dangerous impact on health. And our audience are the founders of companies that's growing somewhere from 1,000% to a few hundred% a year. And with that comes a lot of stress. And what do you think about the idea or the notion that stress is just the name of the game and we should just live with it?
I don't think you should just live with it. I don't think we should live with anything. I understand growth, especially when it's, extremely fast, could cause stress, could cause emotions, and could cause imbalance. I teach corporates and I share and I present and speak to them about the benefits of stress. My grandfather was a farmer in Egypt and he died from a deal that didn't go through, delay in the shipment, and he had a heart attack. I never met him and I heard that story long ago, and until it hit me in my head and what happened, it's real. Today, the consultancy companies I speak with, they're telling me that stress is causing heart attacks and death and emergency evacuations to many of their partners and employees under the age of 40. So there's no age limit. So stress could be a result of your state. Your state controls your breath. So if you get an email or a message and it has some very difficult news, intense, notifications, you may hold your breath, or you may be breathing very shallow, palpitations. So the state controlled your breath. But it's a two-way street, so your breath can also control your state, which means learning, being conscious and aware of your breath, breathing in the morning, practicing in the evening, in any state. You breathe, calm the breath down. Your breath can change your state from a super expressive, stressed situation to a calm state. So that's what it is.
So let's say that if I'm in the office and I get an email or a news that it's a bit like irritating, and then I should just take a deep breath.
Yeah. They say that one conscious and deep breath can put you in that calm state. Mind 3 or 5. Today, I'm invited and people are jumping from Zoom call to Zoom call, assignment to assignment, a meeting after meeting, and travel after travel. In between, instead of immediately replying and bringing out that fight or flight or your ego, maybe you calm the breath. By calming the breath, your nervous system is calm. You really go into this flow state where you understand that everything will be okay. It's just that rushing into it. It's that constant rush, that need to reply, that need to have your ego rise. So yeah, stress is a killer. The results of diabetes and cancer and strokes are all a result of emotions. So use the breath like you just did.
Yeah.
Calm the mind.
And it's amazing, and I feel very blessed. I'm lucky to have found the breathwork, and especially the shamanic breathwork, because back in the days when I was in the part of finding my ways of how to sustainably deal with stress, to do what I need to do, which is growing massive tech companies, I tried everything from therapy to diet to physical activities, but nothing was sustainable. Nothing could go inside and reliably help me to work through the days, right? So there's always it's always feel a bit of a battle.
Yeah.
To be successful, So can you explain a bit more about shamanic breathwork and why it's so effective in healing the mind, the body, the soul, so fast?
You've done several incredible alternative healing modalities that you've tried. Other people tend to rush to their therapists, but people tend to escape through other means: alcohol, smoking, any addictions, binge watching. And we say that healing comes in many forms, and find what works with you. Ice baths, breath work, yoga, Pilates, journaling, meditation, walking, whatever you feel. The shamanic breathwork is a powerful healing tool with many modalities around the world, with different techniques of breathing through the nose or the mouth, or alternating or withholding. They all lead to this beautiful outcome: connection with Source, with the Divine. And through the Shamanic Breathwork, which is conscious and connected breathing, diaphragm breathing into the belly, without pausing or stopping, you push the ego aside long enough where it has nothing to hold on to. You push that ego so you can tap into your subconscious and tap into your psyche to get clarity, to get information. Many of those who've joined have said, I tried to meditate, I couldn't quiet the mind. This is the first time I cried in 8-9 years. I saw my grandmother, I saw my father who have passed. What happens is the thoughts are pushed away, and then the spirit rises, the connection with guides, ancestors, spirits comes. Clarity, answers comes because the mind is quiet. The chattery box in the head eventually stops. And people don't have time to stop. So it has worked magic with me. It has helped heal me. It has helped provide clarity and transform the trajectory of my life personally. And for many of the thousands that I've hosted, it has helped them too. So I invite those who haven't tried breathwork to try breathwork, any modality, online, offline, different techniques, to understand that you have the ability to find healing, answers, and clarity from within. Don't give away your power two-way to the pharmaceutical industry and therapists. Understand that you are a shaman. We are all shamans, and a shaman is a healer, a medicine man and a medicine woman, so we have answers inside. We just need to listen.
Yes, and how it has changed my life is, to me, it seems like this. So it's almost like, on one hand, the breathwork goes into the body and purifies my body out of the stress and the trauma and all of the survival responses. So that is like the physical healing, right? And on the mind and spirit level, it helps me so much with creative, like problem solving. I can just go there and think without the ego, think without all the things that bothers me on the side, and somewhere out there I get all the clarity of all the problems, like all the time. It's amazing.
It's beautiful. Like you said, it's mind and body. Many come to the breathwork and they have pain, shoulder, back, neck. But this pain doesn't come from a motorcycle accident or a basketball injury. It's emotions. And if you don't work on it or heal it, it moves from one place to the other. And that's why in the breathwork we help release, let out, scream, shake energy. But also that mind part, which is incredible, because as we invite and invoke spirit animals, spirit guides, we can embody them. We can fly with the ego over our obstacles. People who I speak with who are new to this would say, I don't understand what you're talking about. And I say, well, open your imagination, open your heart, trust, believe, and let's go on a journey. And then you can get incredible insights from it. So, like yourself, like myself, and many others.
Yes. Can you share a story, like your favorite story of an entrepreneur that came to you, like doesn't believe whatsoever in the shamanic world and just had like an incredible transformations?
I had a very successful family business entrepreneur, and he didn't believe in anything. His wife would come to the breathwork, but he was going through deep trouble. And she dragged it, like many of those who are dragged for the first time.
Yeah, I was dragged there for the first time.
Came and wasn't a believer, is a skeptical, doesn't do any of this, and just came. The end of the breathwork, he was in tears, he hugged me, and he shared his story then. And he couldn't believe whether this was real or was made up. His father and his brother a month later, and his mother 2 months after, had passed away back to back to back. And he was mourning, and the family and the business and problems. He said, in the breathwork, I saw them in front of me, and they all had a chat with me. And he said, is this real? And I've been there, I've seen that. I said, it's as real as you want it to be. What do you think? The connections we have with the dream state, with the spirits, are real. And the same thing, and the same experiences happen in the breathwork. Very powerful connections, because we tend to only want to believe what's in the 3D world. It's three-dimensional, I can touch it, I can see it. But we all know there's much more beyond that.
Social media.
And social media. So, there is something beyond this. And now science is starting to prove it. We don't need science to prove it. that there is surely something more.
It's definitely like a better way to live, just from the stress standpoint. Like I can tell you now I live a life 90% without stress. So it's working.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So you are in Dubai this week to host a series of breathwork called Salam for Peace, which is, in my opinion, a very different experience compared to what you have done before in the personal transformations and healing space. Can you share a bit more about your inspirations behind that?
Yeah, so tonight's my last night. I leave in the morning back to Bali, and every breathwork we have themes, but they're just themes. We don't hold on to too much. And within these themes of spirit animals, of chakras, of peace, salam, we tend to invite intentions and openings of thoughts to spread these messages in the ether with these frequencies and vibrations. The case studies have proven and shown people who come together, Buddhists, monks, in a lake, around the lagoon in water, when they pray, they meditate and they breathe, they change the frequency of the water. When tested under microscopes, like Masaru Emoto's beautiful miracles of water, they could see the molecules change into incredible snowflake shapes. This works. The theme of this week has been to spread love and peace around the world to all those who need it. To those in Gaza, to those all over that need this love, that need these healing, that are and everybody around that's in a state of hopelessness and helplessness. What you can at least do, in addition to many other things, is to send love, to send vibrations. And that's what we're trying to do. And I'm really honored to be hosting the Shamanic work with all its different themes. Always happy to be back in Bali and to Dubai, to my hometown where my daughters were born, where I grew my business. But today, like your life has changed, my life has changed as well. And I truly believe, like yourself, spreading this love, this light, these messages to all those who will listen to it. Many may hear this, and if it touches one heart, then I think we've succeeded, and that's the beauty of this.
Yes, it's incredible because I've attended many breathwork with you, and so far until now, the theme has always been my transformations, my problems, my solutions, my life, my everything. But this time, when everyone shares, it's all about we.
Yeah.
We feel, we share, we want to help. We are connected, which is which is what we so need right now in these regions and so many different places around the world. So thank you for hosting these wonderful breathworks, and we hope to see you a lot more time.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, or come to Bali. So come again.
So Walid, how do the audience find you? Online, offline?
So our Instagram is NAFAS Journeys. NAFAS is spirit, so it's NAFAS Journeys. And on YouTube and Facebook the same. Or our website is nafas.life. So it's the breath of life. And it would be lovely to connect with all lovely souls at some point.
Thank you, Walid. And thanks for sharing with us today. And thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you,
and see you next time.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thanks, Skye. Thank you.
Bye.